Hey, I'm Sean Mathis with the Miles to Time Automotive Museum. I want to tell you about a car that's very, very important to me that's sitting here inside the museum. That is my Pop's 1959 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. This car is the one and only car I actually own in the museum. It is, obviously it's a 1959. It is the one and only year that they made this body style of car. This car was actually purchased new by my grandpa, better known as Pop, in 1959 in Roseville, California, which is near Sacramento, California. My entire life growing up, sometimes it was in California, sometimes it was out of state, but anytime I went back to go see my grandpa, I never saw this car outside of my grandpa's shop my entire life. It was always in his shop, underneath the cover, and very well taken care of. I remember actually going and lifting the cover up off the car and checking it out and showing my kid and my wife, and we really loved this car. And I actually thought the last time that I did take my family to go see the car, we rolled the cover up, took pictures of it. I've got my son, I think he was like a year old or something like that, and we're taking pictures in it, because I thought I'd never see the car again. But within about a year or so after that photo shoot, I actually did get the car. My grandpa had passed away about 10 years prior, and after that photo shoot, about a year after that, my grandma passed away. And I honestly didn't think I was going to get that car at all. But what happened was my dad had called me out of the blue and asked if I had still wanted this car, and I told him, "Oh yeah, I still want this car." And he said, "Well, it's yours." And so then it came down to how was I going to get it, because at the time I lived in North Carolina, completely on the other side of the country. But I found a transport company that was able to bring the car over, stuck it up on a double-decker car hauler. It's got the fins pointing way up in the sky, and it was actually too big to be able to deliver it straight to my house. So I met the transport company at a Food Lion down the street. And it didn't even make it off the car hauler before the first person tried to buy it from me. And got it off the car hauler, and I drove it home, and I actually had to go back to work. So it wasn't until later that day that I was able to go home and actually really look over the car, because I had never seen it even outside in the sun. And now it was mine. And I was actually so excited. I stayed up all night long detailing this car. No joke. All night long. I was still cleaning it in the morning when the rest of my family got up. And that Saturday I took it to my first car show and took on the top 25. And that kind of set the pace for what I wanted to do with this car. I felt so fortunate to have this car that I actually had my wife design a logo, Pops 59 logo. It's got its own Facebook page, its own website. I did absolutely everything I possibly could with this car just because I felt so fortunate enough to even have it. And then I started thinking a little bit more, what else could I do with this car? And I came up with the concept of what is now today the Miles to Time Automotive Museum. So it's pretty neat to have taken a car that my grandpa had bought new in 1959, just a family car to my dad, to skip the generation, because my dad doesn't even think it's that cool. Like I said, it's just a family car to him. And then to come to me and be able to do everything I had, and it's on the cover of at least one magazine. It's in multiple magazines. I think we've had I've done a few different events with it specifically. And then most recent, and obviously it led to the museum, and then most recently it's in the movie When We Last Spoke, which is throughout the entire movie. This is actually Melissa Gilbert's car in the movie, and Elvis Presley gives this car to her. You can watch the trailer for When We Last Spoke. It's in the trailer. It's actually on the movie poster. So it's really neat. And this car is sitting here on display inside the Miles to Time Automotive Museum in Toccoa, Georgia. Come check it out. It's cool. It's all original. The only thing I visually did to this car was put the wide wall tires on it, which are Diamondback tires. They're out of South Carolina. They're 3 3/4 inch wide white walls, and basically a clean job on it, which has then been detailed again after the movie. But come check it out. There's a bunch more cars in here that all have their own story.